Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome in as we get ready for our final game. Oh, are you supposed to be doing it?
I think so. You do.
I don't think I got one today.
Did I do play-by-play of Game 3?
I thought you did.
I don't remember. All right, take it.
No, it's all right. Oh, we switched headsets again.
We switched headsets, too.
Yeah, I don't remember what happened 5 minutes ago, let alone what happened earlier today.
What was the third game today? We're not actually as punchy as we sound.
What was the third game?
Laverne and Ohio Northern.
Did I call that? I've only called, I don't remember. Well, it's Husson and Whittier. That's all I got.
You called that one because I got to cover a lot.
Shoot, I was going to get starters.
You go ahead and do that.
Yeah, I'm going to get the graphic done.
We are here with
Bangor. Sorry, the
Bangor, Maine.
PA announcer already angered me.
All right, refresh.
Try that.
Here at the D3Hoops.com Classic, our final game of the night. Game 6 out of 6, game 13 of 16. The end is in sight. Here at this event, we got the 3 more games tomorrow, and somehow that seems so much easier.
Always does. Okay, I have the starters officially for you now, Pat. Ready?
I'm ready.
We'll start with the team not named Husson.
Well, both teams are not named Husson, but I'm going to assume we're going with the Eagles.
We are getting over there. There we go. And overlay. Go for it.
All right, the Eagles of Husson, they'll start in the backcourt with Derek Collin, a 6'2 grad student out of Bar Harbor, Maine, number 0. Number 1, Jeremy Ranta, 6'1 senior out of Brooklyn. Number 3, Riles Neff, a 6'2 junior out of Camarillo, California. Jared Balzer, the 6'9 senior center out of Topsom, Maine, and Andre McCauley, the freshman guard wearing number 25 out of Upper Marlboro, Maryland, coached by Warren Caruso. In his 30th season, 548 wins, 263 losses. Now the other side, you've got Whittier. The Poets start with Amari Smith in the backcourt, a 6'3 junior guard. Sean Cervantes, 5'9 freshman out of Hacienda Heights, California. Kunal Baga, and then Ignacio Bettinelli and Nick Manor Hall. In the white with the gray numerals and the purple trim, the Poets coached by Mark Jensen in his 7th season as the head coach, and we are underway. Husson in the greenish gray with green numerals and gold trim. Working on the basket to our left here in the first half. Whittier, as I mentioned, in the white with the silver/gray numerals and the purple trim.
Neither of them really proper. Let's just call it a spade a spade. Those are not proper uniforms.
No, but they're legible to me anyway.
But they're better than Laverne women.
Yes, to me, they're super legible anyway. You're right, it's not super contrasting, but there's a decent thick outline, and that's helpful. And
that is true.
If Ira Thor's not here, we're not going to talk about uniforms. Step-in jumper for Derek Collin, no good. And already, little undercutting action on the rebound. That's how we started off, Dave.
Again, Husson out of Bangor, Maine. Almost the most eastern team in Division III.
Just leaves Maine Presque Isle, right?
I thought it was Maine Maritime.
Could be.
Because, you know.
You're the Maine man.
I'm pretty sure it's Maine Maritime. It all depends on the coast. It is a little bit tricky.
It all depends on the seismic activity. No, I'm kidding.
Coast is more east-west than people realize. So you go down the coast, you're actually heading more westerly. And then you got one of the more western teams in Division III in the Poets of Whittier.
Shot no good by Smith. Maranta pushes. Gets it back from McCauley. Dumps it off. Balls are no good.
We'll see if we see him, but Charlie Katsiafikis is a member of this Husson team.
And his dad, of course, is the head coach of Pomona Pitzer.
Probably here. Where are you, Charlie?
One would assume. Look for a man in a blue jacket.
Now. He was playing a couple of games ago, lost a tough one to Trinity. I don't actually see him, unless he's behind us, and that is more than possible.
Poets with a basketball.
You said it's his dad, correct?
That's his dad.
I would love to get the full story on how that happened.
I chatted with Warren Caruso about it. It is actually in our D3Hoops.com Classic Conversation, but I'll summarize it for you here as time and gameplay allows. They've been friends for a long time, Coach Katz and Coach Caruso, and they like to vacation up in Maine.
Oh, I knew that part. I forgot.
Yeah.
Katsiafikas loves going to Down East Maine.
Yep.
Yeah, I remember that from our Hoopsville conversations in the past.
And so Warren recruited him.
Yeah, that's the kicker, bud.
Right, exactly.
So you don't go play for your dad. You go to Down East Maine and play for your dad's friend on the other side. That's a fascinating dynamic. I mean, I get it. You don't have to be. You don't have to play for your family member.
I mean, you know, and if you can get. I just always assumed you would because the tuition benefits that are generally afforded to.
You still get it at another school. Nice behind the back.
Not every school.
There's a consortium. Should see the list. Yeah,
it's a big list. I do know that.
Yeah.
I always assumed I would go back and be a sports information director again once my kids got of college age, but I got these handcuffs that are colored gold. Riles Neff for 3. Can't afford to be an SID in this day and age, even with free college tuition for my children.
Traveling violation. We should point out what Caruso will recruit from everywhere. He's got a couple of Californians on here. He was one of the first to be recruiting out of Florida. He's got at least one from Florida, just one out of Tampa. He's got a couple out of Georgia, New York, obviously out of Maine and New Hampshire.
I mean, Caruso's the guy who Caruso played for, who won 500 games himself, considers his mentor, retired to Florida. Is a good set of eyeballs down there. Put back good.
It's going to go the other way on a push-off on the rebound. Yeah, I was talking to Warren Caruso. I said, hey, you guys got hammered by that storm a week ago. He goes, yeah, I was down in Florida. I went, there are many in your region who are not happy to hear that.
Yeah.
They got hammered, a lot of power outages. A lot of damage.
Whittier comes into this game 2-8. They played a pretty solid game last night here in this tournament. Shot no good as it rolls off. Whittier against Rhodes yesterday, and back at the other end, Husson with the basket. When we talked about Husson, we talked about them being, based on how they played last night, obviously, as a three-pointer on the way, and good for Bettinelli. Husson, based on their game against Laverne, look at them, and think this is a team that is probably going to do really well in the North Atlantic Conference. Might not be a high seed, probably maybe even a 3 in a 14 pod, but it's going to give that 2 everything they can handle, and maybe even pull off a surprise in the second round.
Depends on the pod, depends on how they finish. This is going to help them a little bit. They're playing 2 SCIAC teams, unfortunately, and there's complications. I know we didn't want that necessarily, but there's complications when it comes to scheduling that we just couldn't avoid.
It's something that's not purely an invitational.
Yeah, we don't have all the control we'd like to have. Even if it is an invitational, it's hard to have all that control when schedules restrict. Oh,
Neff with the steal. McCauley is going to go to the line. Yeah, Neff really alert. Kind of saw the ball coming out of the back with the eyes in the back of his head.
Got a hand in the passing lane.
Yep.
It's as simple as that. Get a hand in the passing lane. And he did just that on a lazy inbound pass and took advantage. Extra point, extra opportunities.
Obviously, lots of coaches preach that, but the one I always think of, Dave, is Michael Rhodes when he was at Randolph-Macon. That was one of his big talking points to his team.
I was going to say, I hear it from everyone.
I get it.
Yeah.
That's why I said one
Pretty
of.
common. Yeah, it just, what's interesting is I think of my son and his games. I think that's the one thing that they don't do.
Yeah. Well, there's lots of things.
Well, the list is long.
Three-pointer on the way, that is no good.
He did ask for the debrief last time, which I thought was interesting. I was trying to restrain myself.
Yeah.
But he wanted the debrief, the good and the bad. I thought they played good, but he wanted the bad.
All right.
Battery just figured to get it out of the way. Oh,
Travel.
yeah, shuffled your feet. Husson traveled a long way to Bangor, and
Traveled a little extra right there.
Yeah, Macaulay wasn't done traveling. Believe it or not, PA announced for a D1 institution, and when the opponent travels, it is a sponsor read for a bus company.
There you go. We made the O'Hare joke last night when O'Hare traveled.
Oh, yeah, I heard that one. Very nicely done.
Rebound by Jared Balzer.
Don't travel on the court. Travel with name your bus line.
Jared Balzer last night, we speculated as to whether, thinking the pace of the game last night against Laverne shouldn't have been an issue. Husson plays at basically the same pace that Laverne does throughout the season, but the difference was that Laverne was starting so many guards that there wasn't anybody that Balzer could guard, so you couldn't keep him on the floor for so long. And there is a layup for Amari Smith. Amari Smith, junior out of Decatur, Georgia, team's leading scorer, 19.4 points a game.
I think the one thing that Whittier and Laverne are showing us, or proving what I think we already knew, is that the SCIAC is a deeper conference than people realize. And that record's going to be deceiving.
We definitely saw that, I think, in Laverne last night.
Yeah. And Whittier's hanging tight here to start this one.
Down by 5, 6 minutes and 13 seconds into the game.
That's his first. Team's third. Number 4.
Balzer picks up foul number 1. Offensive rebound, kicked outside. Three-pointer on the way, and that one is good. Kevin Dobson for 3.
Yeah, Jake Estep with that rebound. Estep's a tricky player to watch because he will not only play inside, but he will play outside and hit some big shots from outside. Helped Whittier last night.
Maranta, pass to the basket, cut off.
Oh, mid-afternoon yesterday was Whittier's game.
Maranta from the corner, three-pointer is good. Jeremy Maranta had a great game yesterday as well.
That was a great little shot there.
Lead is back to 5, 18-13. Estep picked up the dribble. Morgan Cox now gives it back to Smith, to Dobson. Swung around, leaping, shot no good. And we'll be going to the foul line. Roy Kalu out of Boston, 6'1" junior. Baston? Notice just the teeniest little bit of that New England accent out of Tyler Sims, the Clark head coach.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I mean,
not much even out of Warren Caruso.
No, interestingly enough, he doesn't have a very rich Maine accent. Well, no one wants a really rich Maine accent.
No. I mean, not my preference anyway.
But no, Sims definitely has a twang.
Is that what we call that? I don't know.
Choosing a word here on game number 6 on the second day in a row.
0 for 2 from the line, back at the other end.
Keeps me awake.
Rushing
I just want
the
a
ball to the
game
hole.
that's succinct. As I understand it, we have until 10:45 to order what we need
to where we want to
on
get
our
to
menu.
Yes, exactly.
So
At halftime, we're going to confer as to how to get that done.
we'll confirm the time.
Riles
We might be able to
Neff?
be there sitting.
Yes. Riles Neff, 79.3% foul shooter, makes the first.
We might just not have a halftime. Can we
I
control
don't think.
that?
No, we did
No.
not. We did not compromise the integrity of the game. We just sent someone early.
I'm not compromising the integrity. I'm just asking you to just get rid of halftime.
Defining the spirit of Division III.
I don't think we need a halftime.
That shot good. Late night here in Las Vegas, Nevada. And that bounced about 4 times on the rim, did not fall. Nice dish in the corner. Kicking out up top. Maranta, near corner with it is Ehlers. Shot no good.
Husson was here last time. I thought they had a pretty good team, Pat. You remember they kind of made some waves that season, got to the NCAA tournament. I think this is a better team.
I think you're right.
One of the better ones Caruso's had at Husson.
They're coming at 10-1 into this game. Little push off with the arm. No harm, no foul, as it were.
I actually had no problem with the no call, but I really appreciated how that was defended by Maranta, traveling violation, because he allowed to fall off, and what that did was it threw the offensive player kind of out of sync,
Right,
thinking he was going to have more contact.
You expect resistance.
Yeah, exactly. And he turned it over as a result.
I agree. I'm fine with a no call also. And also it worked out that the ball just ended up in Husson's hands anyway. There is a foul out on the perimeter. 3 shots upcoming for Kevin Dobson, who is just a 33% foul shooter.
Yes.
Kevin Dobson, 33% from the foul line.
I believe that was accurate, though. He did have a good result last night, and a good one there. At least Dobson is not playing Dotson like he was yesterday. That was not confusing in any way, shape, or form.
If one of them were playing Nissan, it would be very confusing.
Wow.
Second shot, no good. 80s car makes
Way
for
back
400,
into that
Alex.
Car reference. If you just drive a McLaren at that, not a McLaren, sorry, goofed that one.
Yeah, you're making an F1 reference.
No, I was trying to think of the Back to the Future car.
A DeLorean?
DeLorean.
Yes.
That's what I was going for.
Yep.
Oh, that's mine.
Yep, thanks to,
I think it missed the camera.
well, if the scoreboard
nope, it
on
did
our,
not.
let's say if the scoreboard on our screen goes down, there you go.
Oh, Lord.
So close.
Nope, not.
2015 our score, Husson with the lead. 11:30 and counting remaining in the first half. Whittier with the basketball, working on the basket to our right. A little fall away, does not fall. Offensive rebound. Dobson picks it up, looking for someone to get it to, gets it to Cox. Shot clock at 10. Dobson with it, shot clock at 5. 4, dribbling in, kick out. 3 on the way, no good. Rebounded by Husson. Neff pushing it up, 2-on-2. Neff. Shot missed. Don't think the block actually drew any contact with the basketball, and there's a basket for Baga and the foul.
And the foul on number 23, Ty Henke. His first personal. Team foul number 6.
6th team foul for Husson. Shot no good, and he will not get the bonus. So Dobson from the foul line, as we revisit from a moment ago, came into the tournament 4 for 12 from the foul line, now made 4 of his last 5. 3-pointer on the way, and that rolls over the top and in for Luke Caruso, and Whittier wants a 30-second timeout. Take this time to remind you that there are still 3 games tomorrow.
Timeout, Whittier, 30-second timeout.
When you play 16 games, it takes more than a couple of days. We start tomorrow morning Pacific time. That is Saturday, by the way. At 11 a.m., Occidental against Rhodes. Rhodes, one of the teams that brought one of the schools that brought both of its teams here. The Rhodes men follow at 1 o'clock as they play Laverne, and then we finish the tournament off with another battle of ranked teams. Teams looking to salvage a split here at the Classic, as it will be number 4, Oswego State, and number 21, Pomona-Pitzer. That's how we'll end it off with a 3 p.m. Pacific, 6 o'clock Eastern game.
Just how we drew it up.
I mean, that is how we drew it up.
No, it's how we drew it up. Ball loose.
Ehlers was there as the ball hit him.
Held
This
ball.
will be a jump ball, and it will remain Whittier basketball.
Possession to Whittier.
Seems appropriate that the Husson Eagles are taking on the Poets of Whittier.
Does that mean we just get, like-
Considering, Stephen King is a resident of Bangor, Maine.
I see.
You're welcome. I was trying to find a way to get King into this conversation.
I was kind of wondering where you were going.
Yeah. I know he's not technically a poet, but he is certainly a well.
And see, I was going to try to do the entire game in iambic pentameter.
Yeah, that would have gone over my head.
In truth, I know not why I would attempt.
Okay, Yoda.
The rebound comes. See, I can't even get through 2 lines of it. Doesn't have to be
Foul away
rhyming.
from the ball? No, that's on top of the ball. Sorry. He step picks it up. Oh, I don't pretend I have any idea. He stepped with already 2 personal fouls. That's going to put a wrinkle here in how Whittier progresses the rest of the way, especially if he picks up a 3rd. But we're quarter into this. He's got 2 fouls. He was pretty instrumental in yesterday's game, especially offensively. You don't want him in foul trouble. He's a good outside shooter, and he forgot his man there.
Ehlers from the baseline. That jumper falls through.
Great.
8-point lead.
Great shot. Falling away.
25-17. Little crossover move. Kicks it outside. Dobson with the basketball. Shot clock at 15.
I know Warren Caruso recruits from outside of Maine. Nice job there.
Kayla with the little fall away.
So he's got to, convince a lot of people to come up and weather Maine winters.
That's right.
That said, he also can just go a couple miles down the road and hang out and see plenty of high school basketball in February.
Yeah, one of the reasons, though, he does, and he said, it is his casting a wider net is absolutely intentional, just because there are so many Division III schools within a couple 100-mile radius.
Yeah.
It's like,
Oh, they all hang out, I'm sure.
well, yeah, exactly. Competing for those guys.
There's 4 classes of what used to be Eastern Maine, now Northern Maine championships at the what used to be called the Bangor Auditorium. They raised that building, built a new one. I don't even remember the name of it now.
It's probably a sponsored.
It is, and it's got a hotel attached. I mean, they did a nice job, but they are literally there in the month of February, or the week of February, for that half of the state championships. And then the overall state championship against the other side of the state is alternated in the classes between Bangor and, I think it's Portland. Could be, it might be Augusta. Anyway, lots of basketball in his backyard.
Smith, back up for Dobson. Dumps it off underneath,
Nice
and
feed.
Tanner Thompson with the finish.
That was well done.
25-21. Poets cut that deficit to 4. Cross-court pass, Ehlers around and off. Whittier comes up with a rebound. The longer I watch this game, the less legible the Husson uniform is, especially on the front. And there is a foul, pretty hard foul delivered by Ehlers.
Front is hard to see.
Yeah. The back, at least, the font is bigger,
Yep.
Husson foul on number 4, Eric Akers. His first personal, 17th foul. Whittier in the bonus.
Whittier goes to the 1-and-1 here. It'll be Amari Smith, a 76% charity stripe connoisseur.
Charity stripe petition?
First one good, one more coming.
That second one off the back iron, no good.
Oh, just missed a good, strong offensive rebound there. Looks like Husson traveled pretty decently too, by the way. So did Whittier.
Whittier, of course, it's a short drive. Husson
That's a short drive if you do it in a lot of stages.
A short drive to the Bangor Airport.
No, you're probably going down to Portland, to be honest.
All right.
Actually, you know what? I don't know. I'd have to look that up.
McCauley dumps it off. Shot no good by Scott Lewis. Rebounded, pushed up ahead. Smith for three. That is good. Gives Smith three, and it is all tied up at 25. 7:22 and counting remaining here in the first half. Stripped away. Stolen going back the other way, Amari Smith, and the layup is good, and Whittier takes the lead, and Warren Caruso decides we're going to have a conversation about this, and it's not so classic. 7:12 remaining here in the first half. 27-25, Poets in the lead here at the D3Hoops.com Classic.
At Husson University, our primary goal is to help our students get ahead through academic programs with hands-on experience, by investing in specialized learning spaces with leading-edge technology, on-campus career fairs, and career guidance for life. Husson is how our students get ahead and launch successful careers, and we're with them every step of the way.
We've got more schools than Division I, more fans than Division II, and more upsets than March Madness. There's nearly 850 programs with over 11,000 games leading to 2 national championships, and we've been covering it all for over 2 decades. From Eastern to Occidental, from Puget Sound to Piedmont, from Southwestern to the University of New England, and from Hope to Calvin. Nobody covers Division III basketball like we do. We're D3Hoops.com at www.d3hoops.com.
Back in Las Vegas, Nevada. Thank you. If you're staying up late with us out on the East Coast, we know. It's 11:23 p.m. Makes it a late night for you, and we appreciate you tuning in to the D3Hoops.com Classic. I'm Patrick Coleman, joined by Dave McHugh. Gordon Mann and DeMar O'Malley, you may hear in the background occasionally here at the scores table, at the media table, I guess I should say.
Scores table's over there. Let's not put that pressure on us.
Well, we don't have that kind of power.
We don't need it.
No, that's true too. A little more patient on offense here. There's a dump for Scott Lewis, a little too far underneath. Lewis tried to save it. Maranta there, and it gets the basket.
Yeah, well done. Well done, well done.
Poet foul is on number 3, Roy Khalil. His first personal. Team foul number 6. Jeremy Maranta shoots 1.
As you heard, also the 6th foul for Whittier, so Husson will be in the bonus the rest of the way, and Maranta finishes the three-point play.
Jared also returns to the Eagle lineup.
Balzer back in. The Mount Area High School graduate, along with his teammate Ty Henke, 2 years behind him. Should look up how they did.
Right of the circle, 3 no good for Smith, and contact being made by Tanner Thompson, going up for that rebound.
Poet fouls on number 25, Tanner Thompson. His second personal, 17 foul, Husson with the bonus. Number 13, Nick Maynard Hall returns from Whittier.
Mentioned in the bonus the rest of the way, that is the 7th team foul against Husson. Collin to shoot 1 and 1. He was 6 of 9 from the line coming into the tournament. Misses, does not get the rebound. Whittier pushes it up. Dobson to the right. Back up top for Cox. Now Dobson trying to spin his way in. Nothing there. Bettinelli back to Dobson. 9 seconds on the shot clock, and there's going to be an offensive foul away from the basketball. It's going to go against Bettinelli. Offensive foul, not shooting free throws. but Husson will have the basketball. Nice feed from Balzer to Collin to finish that off. Press break working really well right there for Husson. Lead is back out to 3. Shot on the way from the corner, and Amari Smith for 3. Quickly tied right back up. Smith with 11 on the night. Maranta. McCauley with it. Picks up his dribble, throws it to nobody.
Yeah, so he went and turned back because he had seen Colin at the top of the key.
Yeah.
So when he got in trouble, he turned and went up. He was expecting Colin to still be there. Colin, in the meantime, had bolted for the near corner, leaving the top of the key empty. And so by the time that he turned around to throw it, McCauley again, Colin was gone.
And it is a turnover. Turnover number 6 for Husson on the night.
Step just missed that 3.
It's a 47% three-point shooter.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
He
yeah.
had a couple big shots yesterday. Whittier just barely lost that game.
McCauley from the wing, no good. Underneath there to collect it.
Too bad we couldn't get the Whittier women out here. We could have just said to the Skyac and everybody, we'll play one more game between Whittier and Laverne on both sides.
Just have your conference games here.
Yeah, because that's who they're playing next.
That is who they're playing next, that's right. On Wednesday, January 3rd, basically everybody who played here, aside from maybe Case Western Reserve, will be in action in conference play. Coming out of here, and that puts the Poets back up by 1, 33-32. Dribbling in, right-handed layup, good for Riles Neff. Neff, transfer from Menlo, an NAIA program these days up in the Bay Area of San Francisco/Oakland. Shot no good. Another foul. Amari Smith will go back to the line.
Colin picks up the foul. The Bar Harbor, Maine native, graduate of Mount Desert Island. I mean, listen, there are worse places to live than Bar Harbor, Maine. I am rather jealous of the man, though he gets the half the year where he probably wishes nobody would know where the island was located, and the other half of the year where he gets to enjoy some peace and quiet.
Right, because it is a big tourist area.
Very.
Visited Bar Harbor myself when I was a wee little lad of 4.
You wouldn't recognize it.
I wouldn't
Well,
recognize
the town you would.
I mean, I was 4,
Yeah,
so
well,
I wouldn't recognize it anyway.
Trying to give you a benefit of the doubt.
Remember my parents sitting on the pier at a picnic table eating lobster, and me
There you
eating peanut butter and jelly.
Perfect. That's
And I
what
was perfectly happy with it at the time.
my kids did. Well, my wife and I enjoyed the lobster.
A tradition unlike any other.
Acadia National Park is there, and you can go down to Southwest Harbor and get some wonderful trips out onto the Gulf of Maine. You can do that at Bar Harbor as well. Sorry, I'm
Waxing poetic, as it were.
Gorgeous area to live.
Or waxing eagle, I guess.
I should point out, Whittier's in a pretty darn amazing location as well.
I've not been on that campus. I've been on
Yeah, I've been on the campus.
campus of the folks in Eagle Rock and the folks at Redlands and all of the folks in Claremont and the folks at Laverne, and there's a shot that is no good. So I've not been to the Caltech campus, I've not been to the Whittier campus, I've not been to Chapman, and I've not been to Cal-Lou.
A couple years ago, I was working in Palm Springs, Indian Wells area, and I was under the impression I had a day off while there were some basketball games going on in Skyac land. By the way, that was tipped into the backcourt, and I was looking forward to it. Turns out,
Neff throws it up at the shot clock. No good.
Yeah, missed it. Day off was erroneous, so I didn't get out to Skyac country on my day off, on what ended up not being a day off.
Three on the wing is good. Morgan Cox throws up the three fingers.
Listen, I think people think I've got two heads when I say this. I think Whittier is far better than that 2-8 record indicates. And I think you go back to the last 9 games in SCIAC last season where they went 4-5 is indicative of them being a much better program. If you're going 4-5 in that conference in the last 9, meaning you're facing everyone, and you get to travel. I think he dragged his pivot foot there. Or reset his pivot foot.
I get what you're saying because you're going through an entire run of the conference schedule.
Right. That's okay. So you might probably got beaten by Pomona or you got beat by Chapman, but you're taking it to some others. And this team is young and they're growing. This SCIAC is going to be a beast of a conference this year. Got 3 SCIACs out here in Pomona, Pitzer, Whittier, and Laverne on the men's side.
These teams will also be well scouted, obviously.
Yeah, exactly.
Of each other. Taking it in, Cox gets the roll. It's up by 6, 40-34.
I made this joke yesterday, but Morgan Cox is not the long snapper for the Tennessee Titans, just in case anybody's curious. This guy is completely different.
I was not curious and was not aware.
There you go. You're welcome.
Can't be. Whittier doesn't even have a football program anymore. Smith pushes it up the floor.
Maybe it's a secret way to bring the program back. A kid. Traveling violation somewhere. They called it on Smith.
So digging into this 2-8. A win against Park University of Arizona. That's a non-D3 school. Lost to Life Pacific. We'll push those aside for the moment. Lost to Occidental. Of course, lost to Pomona Pitzer. Lost to Sarah Lawrence. Lost to CCNY. Lost to Mount St. Vincent. Beat Mount St. Vincent, excuse me. These are all on apparently a trip out east.
Yeah, they made a couple of SCIAC teams made trips out east in November and December, which kind of caught my attention this year. So I think there's a message in the SCIAC that has been received. I know I was talking to Anthony Mason, the head coach at Laverne, who obviously was at Vassar prior. There's an understanding you got to do more with your resume, and while some have not gotten that message clearly,
yes,
making trips to the East Coast, there's clearly a statement of we need to go play some more teams.
Yeah, I'd like to see Occidental out here at some point.
You know, the women come out, but we never see the men.
Correct.
Love to see Caltech, to be honest with you.
Yeah, I'd love to see Caltech. That'd be awesome.
Hopefully we'll be seeing Redlands in the future. We don't want to turn it into a SCIAC event, but they can get out here and get the competition they need. It's certainly a worthy option for them.
Foul shot good, and lead is now 8.
And I applaud going to the East Coast, but it's cheaper than going to the East Coast.
That's true. McCauley with a basketball.
Look at this pressure here.
Yeah, I mean, that's part of it is like Husson has not had anywhere near the open looks like they had here last night.
Nope.
And there's one for Neff that does not fall.
This Poets team's just sneaky good. I'm not saying they're going to go win the conference. Please don't misconstrue.
Right, and may not even make the conference tournament.
No, but I think they and Laverne are going to make the conference far more difficult than I think people anticipated.
Smith with a nice move up the baseline now, double-digit lead.
Whittier's also bigger than you expect.
Not in the number of teams or players on the roster, though.
No, they do have a smaller roster.
There are just 5 players on the bench and 6 players in uniform on the bench.
All conversation there between Thompson and Lewis about where they were going to partake after the game.
Everybody is obsessed with where they're going to eat after the game.
I know, it's crazy.
These guys are just going to order pizza or something, right?
Probably, but where do you enjoy the pizza? Whose room? You know, or do you go to find a conference room maybe? Find a neutral place?
Bowling alley?
Maybe the bowling alley, right? Do you stay out of the smoke-filled
That'd be my
casino?
preference.
I mean, there's tough, difficult questions ahead that must be worked out, even if it's in the middle of the game.
Shot good by Scott Lewis. And candlesticks make a nice gift. Second shot on the way, and that one is good. That is really what people are talking about. A live chicken, the live chicken, Bob.
I don't think we got any slated for halftime, by the way, folks. So
We can rerun older ones.
I could, yeah. I'll have to
Right, the
pull
last
that
two
out.
new ones we just shot right before this game started. They have not been edited yet.
Why not?
The editor's calling play-by-play of this game.
Oh, that was poorly chosen.
No, actually, it's well chosen. You've got what you're
I
doing.
used to do the editing.
I do
on
the
top
editing.
of all this.
And Gordon is doing the writing for the website. That is division of labor that has worked well for us.
Well, it's worked.
They are
It's worked.
all important things that have to be done. Like before the tournament starts, you set up all the broadcasts. I create the tournament program. Gordon creates all the spotting charts and call sheets that we use on these games. We've settled into these roles. When Ira's here,
Yeah, Doug,
Ira just shows up.
Just shows up.
He just shows up and does the glory stuff and maybe interviews Chuck McBreen when we don't have
want
another
to.
question to ask him anymore because he's been here 10 years.
Can't call it the McBreen Invitational anymore.
That was never aware that McBreen needed an invite, and that's the way the first half ends. 46-36 our score. Whittier
This is impressive by Whittier here.
up on Husson. I have to join Dave in that land of impressedness. We'll be back after this from Las Vegas, Nevada.
For the love of the game. But for those of us who are Division III student athletes, it's more than that, a lot more.
Sure, the game is important, but as we work so hard to build both mind and body, it's more about team.
That is why NCAA Division III teamed up with Special Olympics, and in giving the gift of sport to those for whom it seemed an impossible dream, we are working to make this a better world.
Help us keep that dream alive.
You can make a difference.
I chose Husson because it offered experiential learning and professors who had experiences to talk about. They weren't just teaching from a textbook.
I could tell from day one that this is a place where you will be accepted. It really is that home away from home feeling.
I chose to go to Husson because of the extended reality program. They have tech here available that I've never seen anywhere else.
Husson
Here in Las Vegas, Nevada with another D3Hoops.com Classic Conversation. And I'm here with Warren Caruso, the head coach of Husson. His team victorious in their first game here at the Classic, defeating Laverne by the score of 96-75. First of all, Coach, I just want to thank you guys for coming back out. This is your third trip to this event. We really appreciate it.
Yeah, it's a great event. We really enjoy it. Guys always have a really enjoyable time, and basketball is always great. And then the city, you can't beat Las Vegas, and no matter who you are, you can find something to enjoy yourself with. And last night we went to the Blue Man Group as a team and really had a good time with that. And so it's always a special trip for us.
Blue Man Group is a great place to take young people when you are this is for all the college administrators out there. You could definitely send your kids to Las Vegas for this event. Your team kind of comes from all over the place, right? Obviously, you got a bunch of Maine guys and a bunch of New Hampshire guys, or a couple New Hampshire guys, then Florida and California and all sorts of things. How'd you get those guys to come to Husson?
Well, yeah, I think we've really got a really good product, and we've expanded our recruiting a little bit. We look at recruiting in New England to be a bit of a challenge. There's 100 schools, and we're the second northern school in New England, so we've expanded our geographics, and we always have, but Florida and D.C. are two really good places for us because there's direct flights into Bangor, and so we've worked those areas pretty good and found a couple of decent players.
All right. I was immediately struck by the fact that you have Coach Katz's grandson, I assume, playing on your team. That's his son.
Yeah.
Okay, I apologize. That's his son playing on your team.
Yeah, Charlie, the dad, and the son reached out to us early in the year, particularly Charlie Jr. And then I saw Charlie at an AAU tournament this summer, and we kind of talked about it again. We didn't really recruit him. And then they visit every summer, and we brought him onto campus, and we gave him the opportunity to have a roster spot. And he's great to have. And Coach's son really knows the game and understands where he's at, and really happy to be a part of the program, and does a great job for us.
Was that coordinated to have you guys and them here at this tournament?
No, it wasn't. We were in California last year. We were supposed to play them.
Okay.
Scheduling got kind of a little a hiccup there, so we didn't. But it's great that they're here, and he'll be able to see his dad, and his mom came to see the game today. So.
All right. And your own son is on the team as well, of course.
Yeah, it's really special. He's my older son. Came back to school, get his doctorate in physical therapy, coached with us a couple of years, and then Luke transferred in after a year down to Flagler and started playing with us. And it's been really special to have both of them, and particularly him in uniform. Always been a family affair, and come full circle.
It's been a great season for you guys so far. Now 10-1 after the game today. What do you take away from these first set of games, and then kind of getting back here and knocking the rust off of the first game here at the tournament?
Yeah, it was actually particularly in the second half. I mean, first half went kind of what you might expect, a little rust, and then we played to their style more to ours. Then we got into how we play in the second half, which was great. So, just trying to get back at it and get back into the flow of things. We've had a really good first semester, obviously, being 10-1 and played some good basketball. And as you saw today, we played really well as a group. Mm-hmm. Strong defensively, been strong defensively all year. Aside from maybe that first half, we weren't very good, but matchups weren't perfect. They didn't start a big, and we've got a big, and
right.
So we had to go a little bit of zone, which we haven't played much, but our guys did a pretty good job with it.
Well, I think that was the question, right? So Balzer started and played a couple of minutes, and then we were kind of wondering because it shouldn't be like the pace of the game is an issue because you guys score 84 a game yourself. Clearly, you're moving the ball up and down the floor, but it was more about him not having someone to defend, I guess?
Absolutely. I mean, it's we've had some games like that, and we were, I thought, effective in the zone. We probably could have come back to it, but then we found a really good rhythm in our half-court man, and once you find that rhythm, it's tough to go change it and give them an opportunity. So it was just really one of those calls during the game where we played matchups, and our guys did a good job on the defensive end in the second half.
All right. And you've been here before. You've seen your team shoot here. You've seen other teams shoot here. You know that this end of the gym looks a little different than that end of the gym. Your guys shot really well from three-point range on both sides, though.
Yeah, I give our guys credit. We didn't force the three. Right. We only took 12. We took open ones. The right guys took them, and so that really helped. We came in with the idea that they pressure and extend out. That we thought we had room to get into the paint area, and our guys did a good job of that. Didn't finish as well as we like in the first half, but we did in the second.
Right, tied 45-45 at the end of the first half, and then, of course, you guys outscoring by 21 in the second half, leading by as many as 23. We were really impressed by, almost basically everybody in the backcourt. Maranta, great game. McCauley, freshman out of Washington, D.C. Tell us a little bit about that guy.
Yeah, out of Wise High School. Lou Wilson, the coach there, we've known for 30 years, and we kind of got on Andre late last year and kind of fell in place, and we knew we had a good freshman. We didn't know he was going to play at this level. I mean, he's an elite defender, and offensively he does some really good things too. So we think we've got a really special freshman with Andre, and he keeps proving it every night he steps on the floor.
I know you got another game here at this tournament, but I want to talk about the NAC and new face of the NAC a little bit. This is a league that keeps changing. You guys are in a divisional setup with some new faces. What's that like so far?
Yeah, Eastern Nazarene, Leslie came in. I think on the other side, Mooresville's in. We lost a couple teams, and there's always a little flow there, but I don't know that that's any different than other Division III conferences. So,
especially not lately.
Yeah, the East-West demographic with the New York teams make it a unique conference, but I've always been, look, tell us who we're going to play. We'll play them anywhere, any place, and just want the opportunity to play, and that's kind of what we tell our guys. Don't get caught up with where we're going. We travel. We like to travel, and the opportunity to play is special, and let's make sure we take advantage of it.
And you've been doing that for 34 years, 34, I think it was.
30 years, head coach. I've been there for 40. Played, assistant coach, and they just haven't figured out how to get rid of me, I guess.
After 548 career wins, I don't know that they're in a hurry to get rid of you, right?
Well, I hope not. I really enjoy what I do. Husson's a special place for me and my family, and love going to work every day, and certainly love coaching. Been at it a long time, and we've had some success along the way.
Well, we were talking before we started recording about, first off, not just your longevity, but, you played for the guy who was before you and coached for, I guess, about just as many years, right?
Yeah, so between Coach McGregor, Bruce McGregor was there for 26 years, started in 68. I took over in 94, so, we're 56 years together. We got over 1,100 wins. It's a really special story for both of us. We're really close and have been close, almost since day one. I've been at Husson and continue that way today. Matter of fact, last week I spent 3 days with him down in Florida, and
nice.
was doing some recruiting, some other things, and
Sure.
got to spend some time with him, and we still talk regularly. So it's just a really special relationship and a special story. I think I'm not sure you can find another institution at any level that has had 2 coaches in 56 years and 1,100 wins.
Wouldn't think so. I know that I hear Don and Brian Lane at Transylvania asking me that question as well. So we'll check on that. That's Warren Caruso, head coach at Husson. His team victorious here in their first game at the 2023 D3Hoops.com Classic.
I chose Husson because it offered experiential learning and professors who had experiences to talk about. They weren't just teaching from a textbook.
I could tell from day one that this is a place where you will be accepted. It really is that home away from home feeling.
I chose to go to Husson because of the extended reality program. They have tech here available that I've never seen anywhere else.
Husson is how.
Being at a liberal arts school and majoring in business, it definitely gives you both perspectives because I'm taking classes about art and music. I've been taking religious studies classes, but then I'm also taking these very specific classes about accounting or statistics and finance. So I'm glad that I went to a liberal arts school because I definitely got a completely different side of the education rather than just being a business major.
Statistics from the first half. Field goals, Husson 13 of 30 to 43%. Whittier 15 of 33 to 45%. Three-point goals, Husson 4 of 13 for 30%. Whittier 7 of 17 for 41%. Rebounds, Husson 21, Whittier 19. Turnovers.
In Las Vegas, Nevada at the D3Hoops.com Classic. Day 1 in full swing, and Game 5 of that day was a barn burner, a 1-point win for Trinity of Texas, 84-83 over Clark. I'm here with head coach Jimmy Smith of the Tigers and junior, whose name I had a moment ago, and is Jacob Harvey. This is how things go sometimes after 5 games. A barn burner and excitement down to the end. First off, Coach, you came back out to the bench and one of your fans said, "You did it." Like, literally, it felt like he was calling you specifically, and I wanted to get your reaction to that because I know you did all of it.
Absolutely not. But no, it was a gutsy effort by the guys. You know, even down the stretch, we had some fouls to give, and I thought they did a really good job of executing the game plan and making them really work to waste some time before we took our fouls. And ultimately, I thought we forced them into a really tough shot to end the game.
Jacob, that end game sequence, like, they get the ball across midcourt with about 23 seconds left. They call a timeout. And, yeah, you guys make them inbound the ball. Tell us a little bit about, like the defensive mindset you have to keep up at that point when you're going back there on defense every single time.
Yes, sir. Yeah, we knew we had a couple fouls to give. Yeah. We just had to be solid, believe in ourselves, and know we just need to stay strong defensively. And, we stayed strong, got the stop.
All right, you had a great day from the foul line. Might have struggled a little bit from the floor, but, as you end up with a game-high 21 points, almost half of them at the foul line, tell us a little bit about, the pride you take in shooting free throws.
Yes, sir. Yeah, they're free throws. So no one's guarding you, so, I should have made a little more, but that's all right. Just got to concentrate on each one, and my teammates are getting me in positions to go to the foul line and get fouled, so all credit to them.
He missed 4. You just said that when you were walking over here.
Well, I was going to ask, out of 14 free throws, what's the number you want?
14.
Yeah, right. They are free for a reason, right? Yeah, right. I totally get that. All right, you guys are off to a great start this season. Obviously, it's been a couple of weeks since we've had a poll. You were ranked 22 coming into this, and have an opportunity to obviously make another statement. But tell us a little bit about, if I could get your take on Clark as a team, how they compare to the teams you've faced, that sort of thing.
Yeah, I mean, I felt like Clark was the most similar to us of the teams that we played. We like to play fast. They like to play fast. They have really good perimeter play. They're a good inside player. And so we thought it was going to be a really interesting matchup because our styles are similar. We've played some other teams like Chicago, Washington Lee, Claremont, who are bigger, and play a little bit more methodically. Yeah. And so we knew it was going to be a really tough matchup. And I mean, one obviously had a great game, and they shot it really well from 3. So we knew it was going to be a challenge, which is what we wanted. We want to see where we're at, and we hope that we're in some games like this and the game tomorrow in March. You know, that's kind of what we're comparing this to, is an NCAA tournament type feel, because these are NCAA tournament caliber teams, we feel like.
Yeah, and that's what it felt like to us too. Let me ask you, so Coach said that they, felt a lot like you guys in terms of the kind of pieces and the kind of weapons they have. What does that do for you as a guy when you're, lining up against your counterpart, or when you're watching them on video and preparing for a game like this?
Yes, sir. Yeah, they play similar to us, so we see that every day in practice. So it was fun to get them down the court with them, and they play fast, and they kept hanging around and banging threes. So that's what we like to do. So made it all around fun game.
All right, so it's a Trinity weekend here. You guys there are 3 teams, 3 schools here that have both of their programs. What's it like to have both of your programs here this weekend?
It's awesome. It's like a little home away from home. Get to cheer on the girls and see them compete. So, and also see them off the court, and so it's fun to be here with them.
Do you guys what are the Las Vegas-y things you guys are doing this weekend? I say weekend because it feels like that to me, but I know it's like a week.
Right now, focusing on two wins, and then after that, we'll see.
All right, so I got to ask you that question. You must have a plan.
Yeah, so we did some bowling and some hanging out yesterday here in the hotel. We talked about really locking in for the games, and then tomorrow night we haven't decided what show yet. We're gonna go check out a show, and then before we leave, we're gonna go to the Strip the next day, walk around and do all that stuff.
Sorry to cut off the Trinity interview there, as I got a little greedy trying to get that one on for everybody to listen to, and that's how things work out. Sorry.
You can also watch it on our YouTube channel or on the website at d3hoops.com. Quickly, you get a look there at the halftime stats. Whittier, slightly better from the floor, definitely better from three-point range. Rebounding, pretty even. Turnovers heavily in favor of Whittier. That's part of the difference. 4 for Whittier, 9 turnovers for Husson. Husson working on the basket to our right there in the dark gray with the green numerals with the gold trim. Whittier, the white uniforms with the gray numbers and the purple trim. 5 seconds on the shot clock on the first possession of the half. Shot no good by Colin. Offensive rebound by Neff. McCauley in the blue shoes. Maranta pass behind his back to Colin. Here's Neff as the shot clock is ticking down again. McCauley, shot clock at 3. Puts it off the back of the rim, no good. And rebounded by Whittier. Same starting 5 on the floor. Smith, Cervantes, Baga, Bettinelli, and Manor Hall. Shot partially blocked on the perimeter there by Neff. Recovered, 3 in the corner, and that is good. Draining it is Nick Manor Hall. On the Husson side, Colin, Maranta, Neff, Balzer, and McCauley. They've combined for 29 of the 36 points. It's my understanding there would be some math.
Wait, what?
Maranta in the low post for McCauley. Kicks it back outside in the corner. Neff tightly guarded. Shot clock at 3. Maranta dishes it off. Layup no good. Colin not able to finish. Quickly pushed back. 3 on the way for Smith, no good. And rebounded by Husson. Leading scorers at the half, Neff with 9 for Husson. Smith with 17 of the 46 first half points for Whittier.
Bodies are flying.
Listen, it's electrifying.
As much as I've raved about Whittier and how good I think they are, from the perspective of Husson, though, you need to win this game. This is an opportunity to keep the momentum going. You got to win over Laverne. I don't think you're satisfied if you go home 1-1.
No. Not with what they've been matched up against.
Right. That's my point. So, listen, as much as I think Whittier's a good team, from the perspective of Husson, you need to win this game. You're trailing by 13 before these free throws. With 18 minutes left, it's now or never. Or this is maybe a disappointment of a result.
Colley hits both of those. Little cross-court pass, 3 ball on the way for Cox, and he buries that one.
Gotta get some stops here.
The perennial refrain, I mean, it's true. It is true. I feel like we say it a lot, though.
9 of 21.
13th game in, I suppose there are a lot of things we have said a lot of. McCauley dribbles into the paint. Lefty is good.
Nice job attacking there.
Freshman out of Upper Marlboro, Maryland. Prince George's County, Maryland suburb of Washington, D.C. Makes a trip to Husson.
I'm assuming he flew out of Reagan so he can get a direct flight into Bangor, because you don't want to drive up 95 necessarily.
I'm glad you said that. I do not know what airports have destinations to Bangor, but BWI is much closer to Upper Marlboro.
It is, but if you're going to go BWI to Bangor, you're going to hop, skip, and jump through 2 or 3 airports to do it.
Midway to Boston.
Or you're going to fly into Portland and drive the rest of the way.
To Manchester, New Hampshire.
Portland.
I mean, I just know that's an airport that Southwest serves.
You can get to Bangor in 2 hours from there, but just go down to Reagan and fly direct.
But why would you want to? Moranta with a rebound.
Bangor Airport, one of the 2 longest runways on the East Coast.
It's good for landing space shuttles?
Nope.
All right.
Too far north. I don't know. I'm making that part up.
I didn't think that mattered. Moranta with the 3.
Remind me, I got a great story about that from a
landing space shuttles
MLB
at Bangor
colleague.
International?
No, at a northern airport, or a northern air base, I should say. Actually, Bangor is the site of a lot of international flights to and from that if there's trouble, they drop them into Bangor. And you better hope the judge is not on vacation or away for the weekend out hunting or something, because you're going to be in jail for a while waiting for him to return if you've misbehaved on an international flight.
Another good reason to not misbehave on an international flight.
American musician who changed his name but was on the no-fly list for the
Cat
US.
Stevens?
Yes, him.
All right.
He dropped off in Bangor.
Tamar's going, how did you know who that was?
Yeah, because I knew Pat would know that.
Cat Stevens, Yusuf.
Yusuf was all I had, so I didn't want to drive down that road because I wasn't sure I was finished.
And I assumed he was on the no-fly list because I know he converted to Islam, and I just made
there was something else involved with it. No, there was
based on how people.
Yeah, no, there was something else.
Set up no-fly lists.
I think he had given some money to some organizations or something.
Or he'd been, caught with any substance that might have been at one time illegal, but maybe isn't anymore. McCauley picks up foul number 2. We drift through so many topics here on the late night game.
Yeah, unfortunately. Sorry for you Whittier fans. I've been talking about Bangor. This happens to be a place I know well.
I mean, I think you spent most of the past 7 or 8 minutes of the first half talking about Whittier pretty glowingly. They shouldn't be upset.
Fair point.
Neff with the board. Neff loses the handle.
I don't have a large resume of Whittier, California geography reference stuff. Uh-oh. Wayne Caruso. A little bit ticked off. I heard the famous words, "How could you?" And that's about where you don't need to check in anymore. You already know he's questioning the officials aggressively without using any specialty words.
It's not like somebody ran off the bench before the half was over and ran onto the floor, Dave.
I still remember. I was watching him going, "What are you arguing?" And we watched back. I'm like, "Oh my Lord!"
That's the thing that happened.
That actually was missed.
Like all of us, all the officials were watching the front court. McCauley, unable to hold on to it, gets it back. Well, it cannot get it to fall.
To be honest, that's how that should have finished. I mean, it started with an awkward missed pass to get the steal. Should you really be rewarded for that?
Sometimes serendipity happens.
No, you're true. It's true. Oh, nice steal in the backcourt.
Taking it, Neff, lefty.
Switched hands. Went right to left on the Euro step. Well done, sir. He wasn't skying through like Jordan.
Went right to left on your screen at home.
Mari Smith did a nice job of trying to replicate there.
54-45, and
Kevin Dobson's going to be a little frustrated there. He probably feels that happens throughout, but the official, I think, basically saying, but you got a little too aggressive. 5 fouls already for Husson in this. 1 foul for the Poets, according to the screen, but I thought I just heard him say second. Could be wrong.
Dobson's got 1 personal, so I don't know.
I meant team, sorry.
Yeah, it should be 2 team. Up ahead, layup, good, count it. Count it for Nick Manor-Hall.
Warren Caruso.
Yeah, our scoreboard here says 5 team fouls for Husson. And that shouldn't be correct. That should be, I'm just looking at the stats. Oh, there we go.
Halftime they
had 9, now they have 14.
Okay.
And Whittier had 10 and Whittier had 9 and now they have 11. So there should be 2 fouls on the Whittier side.
Oh, you're right, 9. Sorry, I was misreading that. Yes,
at least
9.
if the stats are correct.
9. So they have 11, so they should have 2.
Who wants to go walk over there?
You can just talk to our friend at the end of the table. Well, maybe someone's figured this out now because the PA announcer has stood up. And trust me, when the PA announcer stands up and heads over to the scorebook, something's wrong.
It's just like the red hat.
If you ever are watching a game where I'm PA announcing and I get up and I walk to the other end of the table, I assure you something's wrong. They're going to work this out. Double check because it should be 6
now it says
and
3.
2. What? No. Oh. And they dropped the Eagles to 4?
The stats don't suggest that that's true. Well, the stats, it's right, yes. Eagles should be 4, 14 total, 10 in the first half.
Okay, good.
Here's Neff, no good. Rebound and putback is good for Scott Lewis. And then now, Whittier. Total number of fouls here is 11. 9 in the first half. They should have 2 as far as I can tell. So there needs to be 1 in the stats.
At least the scorebook operator is more than willing to adjust things. Same with the score clock operator, unlike what we've experienced in the past.
These are not the same people, by the way.
No, it's not. No. I think that person actually was not invited back.
I would hope not.
But I heard she may have been an assigner, too.
We should be able to know the difference between a 16-foot 2-point basket and a 20-foot 3-point basket.
I was talking to the coach involved with that earlier today.
Yeah. Yes, you were.
That had a big impact on that game. Went to overtime.
It did. I mean, there were still 10 minutes or so left for the team to adjust. So.
Yeah, still.
Neff with the basketball, trying to find someone who is running the same offense. Luke Caruso.
He did look that way, right? He's like, what are you all doing?
Are you doing what? I thought we were. Okay, fine. Neff, and his shot is rejected, but
that's
plenty of contact with the other hand.
I was going to say that's because Manor-Hall had an absolute hook on and a hold. Hook and hold.
That's his second personal. 15 foul.
So Neff goes to the line to shoot. The Camarillo Californian. Where's that? He also went to Menlo College before coming to Husson. There is Camarillo, sir.
I assumed it was in Northern California based on the fact that he went to Menlo, but I did not map it.
I did too, but I realize it's a bit of a generalization. Hey, Eagles within 7 now, 56-49.
Spin move, shot no good. Neff up ahead for McCauley, sprinting ahead of everybody else and laying that one in.
Within 5.
56-51. Pace intensifies.
Oh.
Neff.
Southern California, sir.
Oh, well, there you go. Had to get away from home.
Northwest of Malibu.
For a very
Thousand Oaks.
For a very partial NAIA scholarship, I assume.
Yeah, probably.
Shot on the way is no good for Caruso. Caruso tracks it down, gets his own board. McCauley for Neff. Up top, Lewis. Shot clock at 10, Neff.
Totally looks like his dad.
Right? Shot
good.
Suddenly,
Suddenly, it's a 2-point ball game.
Full
Welcome
timeout,
in,
Whittier.
Eagles.
Much needed. We'll take a break. We'll be back. It's a 2-point ball game with 12:42 to play.
For the love of the game. But for those of us who are Division III student athletes, it's more than that. A lot more.
Sure, the game is important, but as we work so hard to build both mind and body, it's more about team.
That is why NCAA Division III teamed up with Special Olympics. And in giving the gift of sport to those for whom it seemed an impossible dream, we are working to make this a better world.
Help us keep that dream alive.
You can make a difference.
I chose Husson because it offered experiential learning and professors who had experiences to talk about. They weren't just teaching from a textbook.
I could tell from day one that this is a place where you will be accepted. It really is that home away from home feeling.
I chose to go to Husson because of the extended reality program. They have tech here available that I've never seen anywhere else.
Husson
Welcome back. Husson, we're going to have to fix the clock again. Apologies. Working their way back into this. I moved the camera. That was me. That was all me.
You're the problem. It's you.
Yep. That was definitely on me.
Dave is indeed the anti-hero. Poets with the basketball, cleaning it to a 2-point lead. Do you not have any Swifties in your house?
Oh, yes, I do.
All right. How old are your Swifties?
11.
Oh, that's a cute age.
Also, a couple of ones that we probably had around too long. They don't really clean the floors that well.
The Swiffers. Those are Swiffers.
Oh, Swiffers. Oh, I apologize. I got them confused.
Ayler's shot no good. Gets his own rebound. Back outside for McCauley and Neff. Neff, big three right before that timeout, and here's a layup. It's all tied up at 56.
Dobson has an argument. Neff was pushing off pretty aggressively there with his free arm. Dobson wanted a call. I don't know if it was enough to get a call, but it was definitely aggressive.
And that puts a stop to the 11-0 run.
I love E-Step.
Answers with a three. E-Step, 47% from downtown. The junior out of Portland, Oregon. One of 4 players listed as transfers from two-year schools on this Whittier roster. E-Step, nope, has it taken away. McCauley, 1-on-3, gives it to Traylor, gives it back. McCauley in the corner for 3, no good. Maybe not your best at it. Rebound comes down, but it's held by a player who's out of bounds. It was held by multiple players, one of whom was out of bounds. So Whittier had watched that 11-point lead get frittered all the way down to nothing, and then E-Step answers with a 3. Here's Ehlers, his shot no good. Maranta back into the game for the first time in a while. Gets the rebound, and there's going to be a blocking foul. I've given up trying to tell you how many fouls either team has, but this is going to be labeled as the 6th team foul, apparently, for Whittier. Whittier had 9 fouls in the first half. I still see just 14 for the game here in the stats. There may be an update coming.
Sure.
And if the update comes and makes it 15, then the 6 on the board would be correct.
Don't hold your breath, sir.
What? That is Scott Lewis, is what? Yeah. That's a thing. That happened.
That was impressive.
Tell me what impressed you about it.
Because he was all tied up facing the wrong direction, the ball at his hip, and he just kind of threw it up while getting hacked. And it went in nothing but net.
Lewis, 78% foul shooter here to try to complete the three-point play. Could tie the game, and he does not as it goes around and off. Kalu looking deep downfield. Nobody sees him. Now he gets the ball at the wing, guarded by Neff, his opposite number, 3-on-3. Well, 5-on-5, but you get the idea. 3 ball on the way is no good.
That's going to go against Lewis. He can't believe it, but I was watching him literally hooking with his off arm, McCauley. Lewis was, he had him good behind his back. He was complaining about a push-off. Well, yeah, I think the guy's trying to try and push off when you reverse bear hugging him.
The reverse bear hug, that's 1 point for the reversal.
Yes, it's true.
2 for the original bear hug.
Nice steal by Neff.
Neff going one-on-one against Dobson and got maybe clipped a little bit.
Oh, he definitely got clipped. Dobson came across him and hip checked him. Dobson's lucky that isn't more of a flagrant because it felt like he wasn't really going for the ball. It was more of a frustration play. Russo asking about the previous foul. Neff goes to the line, shoot the 1-on-1.
First shot good. He'll get another. Second shot, no good. Rebounded by Tanner Thompson. Dobson brings it across. Amari Smith, pull up from 22, no good. Lewis with a rebound. Maranta, Scott Lewis, McCauley, Ehlers, and Neff on the floor for Husson.
Lewis was fouled. And they're going to say it's Dobson again. That's his 4th personal, so he's going to have to exit stage right with a quarter of this game left to go, and they'll bring in Sean Cervantes as Lewis hits the first free throw, and Husson has a lead. Jeez, when was the last time they had a lead? Trying to get to it before I lose it. Just lost it.
Second shot. That one's good. 61-59. 10 minutes to go here in the second half. Lewis, 7 points off the bench. Neff with 19. 10 of them here since halftime. Whittier working the way to the basket.
Last time Husson led was on a Neff layup with 4:11 to go in the first half at 34-33. So they have gone nearly 15 minutes trailing in this one.
Free throw good for Nick Manor Hall. 68% foul shooter on the season. Whittier, as a team, 68% from the line. That's 244th in Division III. That puts them in like the 3rd quintile. That spot between 40 and 60%. On the bottom half of that quintile. But really, Who wants to categorize the numbers when you're talking about the Poets? Isn't what that whole class in Dead Poet Society was about? Am I right? Fall away for Neff is good. You graph your poem. Right on your horizontal axis, what do you got? You got beauty or something, and then on your vertical axis, you got relevance. 63-61, Eagles with the lead. Kalu cannot. Neff bringing it back the other way. 63-61 with 9 minutes to go here in the second half. Patrick Coleman along with Dave McHugh. Gordon Mann alongside here at the D3Hoops.com Classic. The end of a long day of basketball. And more basketball. And then some basketball. 2 more basketballs and then this basketball.
Husson will shoot the double bonuses here, and Neff has been at the free throw line enough today to accumulate some frequent flyer miles or loyalty points.
There you go. You cash that in. Neff now 6 of 7 from the line. Husson 14 of 18. 78% from the foul line. Riles Neff, 6'2 junior. He's the guy who transferred from Menlo. We've mentioned it twice previously. I'll just add it one more time. (65-61). Husson back up by 4. They led by as many as 8. Husson led 25-17 at about this point of the first half. Went down big. 11-0 run for Whittier as part of that. Husson answered with an 11-0 run of its own. It tied the game up a few minutes ago. Now the Eagles back in front by 4. Going way up for it, Nick Manor Hall, but cannot finish it. Neff with the basketball. Neff's had the basketball in his hand a lot tonight.
Especially in the second half.
Last night it was Maranta. Maranta's been a little quieter today. Maranta gets it off to Neff, and Neff with the 3. Neff, third 3 ball of the night. He's got 26 points.
Husson has caught fire. Nearly their biggest lead of the game here. They were up by 8 earlier in the game. Now up by 7. They led by 8 with 9:44 to go in the first half, 25-17. Huh?
I just said those things.
I missed. I apologize. I was going to say Whittier led.
Did you know Neff transferred from Menlo?
Is he from California?
Menlo's in California.
No, is he from?
Camarillo, California.
Oh.
Southern California. Or kind of near, where Cal Lutheran's from, near Thousand Oaks.
Oh, interesting.
These are things I've heard on this broadcast.
Lewis harassed there by the double team. Flex out of bounds when he can't hold on to it. They're doing the in and out game here with Colin and Allers.
Already playing offense, defense with 7:40 to go.
Exactly.
Cervantes brings it across the timeline. Baga for 3, no good.
Didn't talk much about him today. Had a bigger role in the game yesterday.
He's played 17 minutes out of the 33 we've had in this game so far. Almost has it stolen away. Kicks it into the corner. Smith. Nope, make that Baga's gonna pull it back out. 5 on the shot clock. Gets himself some separation. Shot no good around and off. Put back, and that is good.
Great job of Morgan Cox. Waiting for everybody to clear out. Finding the open lane on the left side and crashing the boards with no one there to challenge him.
Lead back down to 5. Neff, guarded by Cervantes. Maranta, McCauley. Maranta and McCauley, big names yesterday for this Eagles squad in a win.
Yep.
And here is a travel.
No argument from Colin. Dragged his pivot foot. Back into the game for the Poets comes Amari Smith. Cater Georgian, who actually played some community ball, I believe, at San Bernardino Valley. 6:25 to go. And it's a near miss. Maranta with a good rebound.
Maranta pushing it up ahead for Lewis, and Lewis will get back to the line.
Yes, Morgan Cox got the ball on the block, but he also got a lot of body as he dove in on that.
Morgan Cox, his first personal.
Is that not how that's supposed to go? We not do that?
It's frowned upon.
In this establishment?
And many others.
Husson, 30-second timeout.
I feel like we have pretty good officiating at this event. I don't know if I know who the assigner is or if he's one of the 26 Division III assigners. I think we do all right.
Stop that now. Husson calls the 30. They have got, according to my tote, 4 timeouts remaining. Whittier has 4 timeouts remaining. Not sure what our clock is reading.
It's 6:13.
Yeah, it's apparently having a little trouble with what is called a colon. There it goes. This thing needs to be rebooted more than I'd like it to be. Wears itself out after a while. Granted, I don't think
girlfriend.
A lot of this software is designed for 6 games in a day.
No, probably not.
We're the only insane ones to do
our
that.
software is not designed for 6 games in a day. I mean, the stuff, between our ears. Lewis's first shot good.
People, I was working, I had a gig in the morning, and they said, "Oh, you're back for the evening?" I said, "No, I got a doubleheader elsewhere." They're like, "Oh my gosh, 3 games in one day?" I'm like, whatever. That's nothing.
Check in on us on December 27th, 28th, 29th, and 30th. Every year, you'll find some quintuple and sextuple headers there. Lead is 7 for Husson. Amari Smith, off balance, no good. At first, I wasn't sure he was shooting it, and then I saw there was nobody between him and the rim.
Neff gets it back. He's going to set this one up. I wonder where they're going to go.
Neff's got 26 points. Outside for Lewis. Lewis up top for 3,
Wow.
and he hits it. Lewis, first 3-pointer of the night.
South Portland grad, showing some range. Gets the ball on the mishandle. Jeez, Husson coming alive here in the second half. Nice
Shot
job.
good.
I think Coach Jasper wanted a travel. That was a good no call. That was an absolute great attack of the rim.
This will be Amari Smith to go to the line.
Trying to get Dobson and his 4 fouls back into this game with 5 minutes plus remaining. In the meantime, Smith goes to the line. He's a pretty good free throw shooter at 76% coming into this event.
It's the first one good.
Dobson returns.
Now, this is also these 2 teams' last appearance at this tournament. So we have to go through the process of figuring out who is our all-tournament representative from each of these teams.
Husson has made it complicated.
Husson has made it complicated. Maranta, great game yesterday. Neff, great game today.
Whittier calls a 30-second timeout. 5:04 remaining here. Yeah, no, guys who played great yesterday, others who have played great today. Oh, I guess they're calling me, Pat. Tell me I gotta leave.
All right. After the 10-minute cooling off period. If you look at Whittier, of course, look at tonight, of course, Amari Smith, 21 points, 6 of 11 shooting, 7 of 8 from the foul line. And then yesterday, Smith, of course, with 24 points, 7 of 14, 10 of 12 from the line. Seems like the candidate.
I didn't think we were. The only other one maybe was Manor Hall. Estep had a good game yesterday, but he hasn't had as productive a game today.
Things maybe could change in the last 5 minutes in that regard. And
oh, unfortunate end to that play, because I was going to give Lewis a ton of credit for not only running the ball up the court, but a brilliant pass to the wing. But
yep, Colin just not able to finish it off coming up the baseline.
Got blocked.
Cox to the hole. No good with a little leaner, but.
Yeah, Lewis was reaching in on that.
Indeed.
Biggest lead of the game for Husson, sorry.
I mean, Husson led by 12 just a moment ago.
Yeah, I realized after I said it. Figured we'd just move on.
First shot good. Shot number 2 good as well for Morgan Cox. Morgan from Lawton, Oklahoma, transfer from Simpson University in California. That's the NAIA school.
Oh, Lewis didn't realize.
McCauley was wide open in the corner. Everybody on the Husson bench, of course, it's right in front of him.
Screaming, what are you doing?
It's all right. Running some clock. Up by 8 on the shot clock. McCauley at the foul line, and he gets it to go.
Nice shot. Sometimes those are the toughest to make. You come driving into the lane, you stop about 12 feet out, and suddenly you've got momentum, throws it off. Dobson with a nice attempt.
At the 4-minute mark, Lewis. McCauley with it to Neff. Lewis fakes the man up. Now he's going to go to the hole as it blocked from behind by Cox.
Feel bad for Lewis because he made a great move again.
3 on the way is no good by Baga.
Neff's going to slow this down.
As he should, yes. Previous possession should have been slowed down a little bit also.
Yeah, but, I mean, the big man had the pump fake. He had the head nod.
And the open path to the basket, more or less. Lewis for 3, and that does not draw anything.
You can hear, see
Coach Caruso, hey, what are you doing?
What are you doing? Lewis doesn't want to turn and face him.
He knows.
Yep, he most certainly does.
77-69. A 3-pointer no good by Manor Hall. Maranta into the front court. Gets a timeout.
That's Husson will call it. It'll be a full one. We should take it as well. Husson in the lead, in control, with 2:58 remaining.
At Husson University, our primary goal is to help our students get ahead through academic programs with hands-on experience, by investing in specialized learning spaces with leading-edge technology, on-campus career fairs, and career guidance for life. Husson is how our students get ahead and launch successful careers, and we're with them every step of the way.
We've got more schools than Division I, more fans than Division II, and more upsets than March Madness. There's nearly 850 programs with over 11,000 games leading to 2 national championships. And we've been covering it all for over 2 decades. From Eastern to Occidental, from Puget Sound to Piedmont, from Southwestern to the University of New England, and from Hope to Calvin. Nobody covers Division III basketball like we do. We're D3Hoops.com at www.d3hoops.com.
Misunderstood.
We're back out here at the D3Hoops.com Classic, where we are discussing our dinner plans for after the game.
Yes, please.
Dinner, yes. Check the box.
Dinner.
Dinner is a must-have.
I need some dinner.
I have in my hands 2 more all-tournament team plaques.
Wow,
These
I
are
mean,
just
I
6
appreciate
remaining.
the nod. I've been working my tail off. I appreciate it. That's a lot of trophies, though. Should go to some other people.
Neff with the basketball in the backcourt. 77-69.
I am nowhere close to serious.
No, we're good. Every once in a while, there's an extra.
Yeah, there's one in the Hoopsville studio, believe it or not.
I have one also. You know, teams don't make it because of snow, right? And there is a traveling violation.
Yeah, Maranta, I don't know if he did or didn't, but he made it look awkward. It looked like he dragged his foot. So it just, that official probably had a better angle on it. It just didn't look right.
Amari Smith. Here's a 3-pointer for E-Step, no good.
He was nailing those yesterday.
Is E-Step short for Euro-Step?
Ah, nice. He doesn't tend to use it.
No, he doesn't really use it. It's certainly not on that.
That's not his bread and butter.
2:18 and counting. Maranta calls his own number. Kicks it outside. There's Neff dribbling in. Nice little Euro step pass and a finish by Derek Collin. Nope. Rushed 3 is well short. Outlet pass up ahead. Neff with the right-handed layup.
Hey, Pat, I think a Neff is a Neff.
I don't think so. I think we've got more possibilities anyway. 28 for Neff. 9 rebounds, 6 assists.
I know who I've got in my mind now. Whoa.
8 is enough? Enough Funicello? What do you have in your mind? I don't know.
Who my selection for Husson would be?
Oh, sure. I don't think there's much debate.
Great game. Seriously, Riles Neff, great game. Junior on this team. It's got a smattering of upperclassmen. Now this is a Husson team. They'll have 6 seniors or graduate students on it. Not sure how many can come back. Next year is the last year that we'll see the COVID waiver year in effect for college athletics. Not that we still won't see graduate students and all that. It's just the impact will be lessened. So I'm not sure how many have still got an extra year remaining.
Coming back, and Cox finishes it off. That lead is down to 12 with 1:15 to play.
Pretty impressive considering the Eagles were losing by 14 early in the second half.
Yeah, this is a big second half.
Yeah, and they finally woke up, as we said they needed to. They needed to win this. As good as Whittier is, they couldn't come out of this with a loss. And that message finally got through to the team, and they have figured it out.
50% from the floor here in the second half for Husson.
That'll help.
McCauley with the shot clock ticking down, rattles it home. McCauley in double figures. He's got 15. Shot no good. Kalu hoping to maybe draw some contact in addition to put that shot in. And Maranta has it taken away from behind, and then Neff takes it away from in front, and then it rolls out of bounds. And it will be Whittier basketball. So Whittier, Dave, I mean, you waxed poetic about them, and they showed a good 25 minutes of really good basketball tonight.
I think they're still going to make that a tough SCIAC.
They're going to come out of here 0-2.
Probably as expected. But I think they're
not
better than a
getting
2-9 team. No.
Not getting embarrassed.
No, I think they're going to, them and Laverne will truly make that SCIAC a much deeper conference. To try and go through them twice?
Yeah. Taylor's just trying to dribble out the final seconds. He looked like he was going to go up and shoot, and then Andre McCauley came over as if to try to defend him, as if to say, we're not taking an uncontested shot in the final 5 seconds. And I don't think he was trying to, but it was comical, shall we say.
85.
Final score, 85-71.
Yep. Good job by Husson to figure it out there in the second 20. And come from the 14 down to win by 14. 28-point turnaround. I mean, that's hats off And listen, Whittier may have run out a little bit of gas, but Husson also started making it challenging for the Poets to figure out what they wanted to do. And finally, Husson started hitting shots. So congrats. That is a big win for Husson to come out of here 2-0. 30th team to come out of the D3Hoops.com Classic on a 2-0 number. See what that can translate into for the rest of the season in the NAC. I'm sure you, the NAC opponents, are none too thrilled to know that Husson is playing well this season.
Way to keep this post-game short, but Amari Smith named to the all-tournament team. He led the way for Whittier tonight with 21 points on 6 of 12 shooting. Riles Neff, all-tournament from Husson, 30 points tonight, 9 of 16, 3 of 7, 9 of 10. Dave, take us home.
So game 13 in the books. That's back-to-back 6-game days. We got 3 more left to go tomorrow here at the D3Hoops.com Classic. We will start off, that is a Saturday, believe it or not, because some of us can't keep track of that stuff. 11 o'clock local time, 2 o'clock on the East Coast. It'll be Occidental and Rhodes in our final women's basketball game of the tourney. Then we'll switch back to men's basketball. Rhodes will be in action there as they'll have a rematch with Laverne. Well, the women had played Laverne. So it'll be Laverne and Rhodes in men's basketball action at 1 o'clock local, 4 o'clock on the East Coast. And then Oswego and Pomona Pitzer will be our 3 o'clock final game. Another top 25 game. Oswego, who's licking their wounds a little bit from the loss to Case Western. Pomona Pitzer licking its wounds from the loss to Trinity. They will face off to try and keep from going 0-2 as top 25 teams. That is our swan song here to the 13th annual D3Hoops.com Classic. Again, 3 o'clock local, 6 o'clock on the East Coast in that battle of 8v21. And again, you wrap up here with Husson defeating Whittier. The score not indicative of how that game actually went. Eagles defeating the Poets 85-71, but they were down by 14 early in the second half was Husson. But they'll fly home to Bangor a little bit happier with those results. Whittier will be frustrated, but looking to mess around with everybody in SCIAC play. They will be taking on Laverne coming up on January 3rd. For Gordon Mann, Pat Coleman, Ryan Coleman, Riley Zayas was around here somewhere. I've lost track of where he's been off to. And our food assistant, Dharma, appreciate all the assistant there. My belly appreciates you as well. We will sign off for tonight. 3 more games tomorrow, as we mentioned, starting at 11 o'clock local time. We all get to sleep in a little bit earlier, a little later, I should say. You all should join us at 2 o'clock. Thanks for tuning in, everybody. You've been watching the 13th annual D3Hoops.com Classic from South Point Arena and Hotel and Equestrian Center here in Las Vegas.
I chose Husson because it offered experiential learning and professors who had experiences to talk about. They weren't just teaching from a textbook.
I could tell from day one that this is a place where you will be accepted. It really is that home away from home feeling.
I chose to go to Husson because of the extended reality program. They have tech here available that I've never seen anywhere else.
Husson is how